Yeah. Let's do this. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Haven't been here before. My name is Maddie and welcome to release this Sunday's video for you. So today I'm here to talk about something very shocking and still processing. Something that happened within the last 48 hours. I wanted to share it with you because if anyone out there relates to it, let me know. Today I'll be sharing a little story about something I have now got. I guess another condition that I now have, and it's a story of mine that honestly I'm still processing, but it literally happened 48 hours ago. So if you do like the video, make sure you give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, turn those notifications on. Let's just get in with it. Get in with it. Get on with it. I have pulmonary embolism. In other words, PE condition. I did not know what this was until I was told. So I'm going to just tell you the story about how this happened, then I will go into what it is, and that I now have another condition. So 3 days ago I'm going to say, so Thursday, Wednesday. So I started feeling some pain in my right rib. So I was really confused. Sometimes when I get chest infections, I do get a sore rib. That's due to my respiratory conditions. I do have a condition called bronchiectasis, so I've been dealing with that as well. But this pain was different. It was in the right side of my body, and every time I would laugh, sneeze, cough, move awkwardly, I would have agonizing pain kind of around my right rib. I can't even explain the pain. It was like some sharp needle constantly stabbing me in the rib. It was the weirdest pain, and honestly, one of the most painful things I've experienced in quite a long time. I left it for a couple of days, and I thought, honestly, I probably pulled a muscle at the gym. It'll go away. But then on Thursday, I was like, look, there's something wrong here. I called my mum, spoke to my friends and my sister and my dad, and I was like, nah. I can deal with pain, but this is weird. So I went to the doctor and she did some tests. I had a blood test. We're gonna go into blood tests soon because you girls had a lot over the past few days. So I had a blood test. I went to the doctor and she was gonna come back with my results in the afternoon. So I went away, came back with it, and I'm also going to be looking at written up some notes on everything because I'm like still processing it. So I'm on my laptop here, so I'm going to kind of glance back and forth because I'm still trying to figure out what I have. So I basically went to the doctor and I had my blood test, and then about 2 to 3 hours later my doctor phoned me back and said I need to go straight to A&E, to the emergency centre at the hospital in Dunedin. So I was literally on my way back from the supermarket with my friend, and my doctor phoned and was like, you need to go to A&E. And I was like, great, this is great. So basically my blood test results came back and I've got my D-dimer level in my blood is too high than what it should be. I personally don't know much about this sort of stuff. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I don't quite know, but all I know is my D-dimer level in my blood is too high for what it should be. Then, after a lot of tests, they suspected that I had this PE condition. It is basically where there is a blood clot on my lung that is kind of bumped a little bit, and so when the blood kind of flows through, there's a little clot in my left side of my lung. So I went to A&E, they saw me straight away. I was very lucky. I had a CT scan, so I had to go some wires all over me. I had a scan, I had a chest x-ray to check it wasn't any infection. Then they came back with my results about 6 hours later, waiting in the emergency room in a bed with my friend, and they confirmed that I did have a blood clot on the left side of my lung, which left me with technically having the PE condition. So I'm not going to say the word because I actually can't pronounce it, but I said it at the start. So the PE condition can be very serious, and honestly, if it wasn't picked up in time and the clot got bigger, I could have potentially had a stroke, and it could have potentially gone to my brain, or it could have just gotten worse. It could have affected it could have gone to my heart, risking things like heart attacks. So it was very good that I noticed that I was in pain and I went straight to the hospital, because if I hadn't picked it up in time, it could have gotten worse over time, which would have been a lot more serious. So I had an echo to check my heart, and I had to give loads of bloods for various tests. So in the space of like a day, I had about 8 blood tests. So I was a little bit like all over the place, like wondering what's going on. I was a bit scared. I thought I just had a bit of pain and I was sick or something. So then my sister was with me, and my friend, my sister was able to come, and we sat down and we were just kind of processing everything. I didn't quite understand what PE was, the condition, like having a blood clot on my lung. I was kind of processing that, I guess, because I did not expect that that's what it would be. So basically, once I had the CT scan and all the results, the blood test results came back, a respiratory doctor came to see me on the ward in the hospital, told me that I would be going on a blood thinning medication. So they started me on this through an IV drip in my arm overnight. So I stayed in overnight on Thursday, and they gave me what's called a I don't know how to say the word, but they gave me an infusion of medication that would be a blood thinner, so it was thinning the blood. It took a long time. I believe it's about a 33-hour medication to go through. So I spent the night in ED, and apart from the pain on my rib, I felt okay. I think I was more just shocked about what on earth was going on, because, you know, I did not expect that it was going to be something like serious. So I was kind of processing what was going on. Obviously, I'm in Dunedin as a student, so my parents were living in the North Island, and they're in Hawke's Bay, so they weren't with me. So I kind of kept phoning them, and they were obviously worried. And so they just wanted to talk to me, obviously, find out what was going on, of course. So the next morning, I was put onto the ward. So overnight, I was actually still in the ED department, because there was not a bed ready for me. So I was kind of asleep overnight with kind of curtains next to me and the desk with all the nurses, and the curtain wide open. Everyone could see me sleeping. I had like wires, and it was not fun, but I surprisingly slept. I had my AirPods in and I was listening to music, so I was able to sleep, sort of. Then the following morning, a nurse came, took some more blood, checked my obs, like my blood pressure, my temperature, and all that stuff, and they had a bed ready for me on the ward. So they wheeled me up in my little bed onto the ward, and that's when I saw a lot of different doctors. So I saw my respiratory doctor and many more. I also, sorry, I'm just trying to I'm not gonna make this plan, I'm literally just like looked at this. So, because of my medical condition that I already have, if you're curious about that, I did a video as my first ever video on here, so I'll link it down below. I also actually have a clotting disorder called von Willebrand's disease. So I already had that, and the doctors then thought this was combined also with another medication that I take, which probably caused a clot. So I am, well, not now because of this, but I've been on the contraceptive pill for a few years. So I'm sure you'll know what that is. So I was on that for a couple of years, and they found that because of that pill that has caused the blood clot in my lung. So it's actually caused by the contraceptive pill that I was taking. There's a very small risk, very small chance of actually that happening, but I'm Maddie Clark. I mean, it's gotta happen to me, right? So I got the blood clot and I got that from the pill. So it was great to finally know what caused it, because I was more worried about what had caused it, and then I was more worried about, is there stuff I'm gonna have to change in my daily life? Like, lots of questions floating around. So once I discovered that, I was also then just discharged from the hospital. I got my notes, I got the medication. So basically what I will be doing is going on a blood thinning drug for the next 3 months. So I take 2 tablets twice a day, 12 hours apart. So if I take it at midday, I have to wait till midnight to take it again. So I'm just gonna balance it out what time works. And it's gonna try and shrink the clot. Hopefully it will dissolve and go away by itself if I'm taking this medication. The doctor said it is very rare, as I've said, and honestly for someone as young as me, I'm only 19, it is not very common for someone at a young age to get a blood clot. So I am feeling positive though that I will be okay. Could have been much worse, but I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm healthy, and I just have to keep believing that I'm fine. I just gotta have hope and just do what I need to do. I will be okay. So it's funny because I wasn't gonna go to the doctor and I just thought, oh, just got a bit of a rib pain, it will go away, but thank goodness I went. So yeah, I'm on the pill, the blood thinning drug, 3 months. And in terms of my daily life, there was questions my parents, my sister and myself had, in terms of exercise, which if you know me personally or you've heard of my other YouTube videos or whatever, you probably know I am such a fitness gal. Like, I love exercise in the gym. It's such a big part of my life, and to hear that I'll probably have to take it easy for a while, obviously not something you want to hear. When I say take it easy, I don't mean I can't exercise. I'm very grateful that this hasn't affected my life too much. I can still exercise, just a little bit more of a low intensity. So just because the risk of getting my heart rate really high is not good. They don't want me to be getting my heart rate and working myself too hard, because I don't want to become breathless because of the blood clot. You know, anything with the heart, it just needs to be really careful. So I'll be doing a bit more low intensity. So I'm gonna do lots of yoga. I can do some of ab training, lighter weight training, just nothing too high intensity where I'm running around doing lots of cardio. So luckily, I'm happy to say I have to stop exercising. Honestly, that was actually my most frightening thing. To me, that is something so important to me. I love it. So I'm very grateful that I'm still able to exercise, just a little bit less and not so high impact. So I'm going to adapt to it. I mean, I've lived with another medical condition my whole life. I know the rules. I know the whole looking after yourself. So I know I'll get through this. You know, it's just one of those things that happens, and it was just a bit of a stressful 48 hours, to be honest. So yeah, but everything should be all good. I just have to take it easy for a while. And yeah, so I'm still studying, I'm still in Dunedin, almost through my first year of tertiary studies. So getting there, I'm actually going home in a couple of weeks, which will be really nice for the break. My mum actually came for the weekend to see me, which was really nice. She was worried. And so, yeah, that's basically kind of it. It's not actually too in-depth or too long, but yeah, I just gotta deal with it. I'm okay, and I'm just gonna do what I have to do. I've got lovely friends here that I'm so grateful that are gonna look out for me. My sister lives here, so really awesome community I have in Dunedin, so I'm gonna be sweet as. So if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, honestly, I'm still understanding this condition myself. I'm not really, I don't know, but I'm just gonna go with it and do what I need to do. So that was it for today's video, guys. It was pretty short. I just wanted to explain what Mads was doing over the last 48 hours. I know a couple of people knew I was in hospital and they were like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm still processing what was going on, so I didn't really want to kind of just go and tell people what was up. So, but I decided I did want to tell you guys like what had happened, because I feel, yes, obviously it's something personal to me and I could have kept it private, but I just wanted to share it because it's something that I'm fascinated by, that I have learnt now what it is. And obviously having a blood clot, I didn't have much background on what, you know, how serious that can be. So now that I'm going to go through that and just look after myself, it's really important that I can open up about that. So yeah, that's me. Still healthy, still strong, doing what I can. Honestly, for me, it's just another thing on the list to look out for, so I'm used to it by now, honestly. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a beautiful day, wherever you are. And yeah, any questions or flick me a DM, my Instagram is above. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Didn't want to come here to freak anyone out or, you know, be all like about me, but I just wanted to share that little background and something that I will be dealing with for a while. So yeah, I'm very grateful I caught it when I did. And I'm just grateful to be here really and near my family and my friends. And yeah, just appreciating life really. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys soon. It's a short video today. Been a pretty stressful few days, so I just wanted to jump on here and share that with you guys. I will go into more detail maybe later down the track of like how things are going if you want to see that. But I'll still be active on Instagram, as you know, and I will see you next Sunday hopefully. So bye guys.